All right, welcome back, guys. It's still Flipside, another set of guests who are already seated. It's a very, very interesting topic, so I thought we should take a look at it from different angles. I have joining me someone who is also an individual that's passionate about young people. He is the State Secretary of Association for Formidable Educational Development. He goes by the name of Oladele Ogundele. It's good to have you in the house, Mr. Dele.
It's a pleasure again. I'm happy. Thank you. Good afternoon, viewers.
All right, welcome on board. And of course, seated next to him is a lady. She's, of course, you could call her the lady in red, rather. She is the president of Zion Ladies Fellowship, and she goes by the name of Peace Chukura.
Thank you very much. Thank you for having me.
Welcome, Peace. So, yeah, there's a question, a burning question in my heart, Mr. Ladele. Before I went on that break, I was asking, a lot of people out there are looking for these street kids to help. They actually have a good heart to help them. They are concerned about their, predicament. But there is this fear factor of getting involved because of fear of the unknown. Some of them don't know where these children are coming from. They don't know what vices they may have picked up in the streets. And they don't even know if there is a tendency for them to get in trouble if they try to help these children. So how do you handle such fears, such worries?
Okay, thank you. First, I think it's normal. It's normal to be afraid, to have such fears, because a child is made up within the age of 0 to 6. So whatever the child, or probably 8, so that whatever the child has been exposed to prior to this time may have formed a large component of the behaviors or the character he or she exhibits. As such, you expect that. But these are issues, these are societal issues that everybody needs to be of help. But you can, there is a way you can always find to help out. One, you could just probably take the challenge of sponsoring the education to register such a child in a nearby school, without having close, as in not bringing to your house immediately.
Okay.
Then from there, you go and render service, buy the books, is going to school, or probably provide health care from wherever he or she is. And before you know it, you should be able to now, with time, understand who the person is, because probably before then he's staying somewhere, probably he's staying with his brother, staying with someone. They may not be a good place, but you can just provide service or help from a distance. Okay. Because we have had situations where people bring in these children and they're in a serious mess and trouble. So truly you can actually help from the standpoint of where you come across that child. You can help. We should just have the heart to help, and to me I would advise that you can always provide help, registered in a school, or do something that can actually reduce the societal influence, these bad things that is in our society on that child or on the children.
All right, Peace. Let's get a bit up close and personal with these street children. What is the daily life of the average street child, based on your observation, perhaps?
Okay. From my observation, I think it's a traumatizing one. It's a life of trauma, because I believe that these children, first of all, they do not beg to come into this world. And every child, to me, every child deserves parental care, parental love, this moral support from parents. And if they don't get that, it tells on the future of these children. Now, they go on the streets for survival, where parents have failed. Let me use maybe the irresponsibility of the parents.
Okay.
Yes. And then they have to go out there on the streets on their own to fend for themselves. And of course, they are exposed to so many dangers. And they're exposed to danger. Danger of maybe being kidnapped, danger of, being maybe kidnapped by ritualists and all that.
Or assaulted.
Assaulted, yes. They can get assaulted, the danger of being hit, being beaten. Then the danger of this psychological trauma, you know, the kind of street language, you know, because there is nobody guiding, nobody is, you know, there. So because of that, they're even exposed to code.
Okay.
They are exposed to health hazards.
Okay.
It's there, yes. Last week I witnessed something when I was going to Ozubolo. I was at Opiweka and I saw a young girl. She was just about 8 years old. And this was about around 7:30 p.m. She came close to my vehicle while I was waiting for the vehicle to get fueled, and then she was asking me to buy her wares. So I told her to go home because it was late. I told her, go home. She said, eh? I said, go home and prepare for school. Tomorrow is school. So she moved away from my vehicle and went to the next one and continued to sell by that time of the day. I know it's not her desire to be on the street by that time of the day, but because of the kind of situation she's subjected to, probably because of the kind of home she came from. Now, while I told her to to go home, there was a woman right in front of me telling another man in Igbo language that I'm asking this girl to go home as if it's not money she's going to use to go to school. That is the mindset. That is the problem that we have. Now, if she's thinking like that, she's just like the mother of this girl that I'm talking about. So these street children are really having a hard time as far as I'm concerned, because you see some of them, even the risk of being hit by vehicle, that is there too, because you see some of them, especially these Hausa children, once your vehicle is parked or maybe on the hold up, they come close to the vehicle and they are trying to clean your windscreen and to get money from you. Some go begging.
Some even go as far as harassing you on the streets in the name of begging.
Some go begging. Some, they just want to leave. They want to, you know, have something to eat for the day, and it's really not good at all.
Well, it's really not good, and we're hoping that the needful is done to, you know, reduce the negative effects. Now, Mr. Ladele,
yes,
I just made mention of these people. These, you know, like she just, you know, pointed out the, you know, the growing number of northern kids, northern children in the streets, you know, harassing people and, you know, begging to survive. Don't you think there's something the government can do to reduce this? Because some persons have attributed this to the lifestyle in the north, the Almajiri lifestyle, the baby factory system of raising children or giving birth to children. Do you think that's healthy? Do you think that is normal? And if it's not normal, what do you think the government can do?
Okay, thank you very much. I think I've just mentioned two that government needs to do. First, we have policies on ground, just that we don't implement. In 2005, there was, in the National Education Policy, there was a policy called disarticulation policy. That policy will move JS1 to 3 to join with primary 1 to 6 to have a complete 9 years education.
Uninterrupted.
Uninterrupted, in the same place. The purpose is to ensure that the child go through that 9 years compulsory free education. If it is well implemented, see, let me tell you something. Education, I keep saying this whenever I have opportunity. Education revitalize, rebuild, education shaping the mindset of humans. In fact, one thing is because once the education is developed, the mind is developed, it becomes exposed, and you see that there are just things that he will not want to do. There are things that a child that is well educated won't do, won't engage in. So one, there should be a proper implementation of 9 years compulsory free education. Proper implementation, not just mouthing it.
For
not
all
just
children?
Yes, for all children. There are provisions for that.
Okay.
From the oil derivation, there is a percentage that is allocated for UBEC to provide free education. It's just that we are not implementing it. And if you bring in, this is across the nation. I'm not talking about just those states as much. It is going on in the north, it's going on in the south, it's going on. There is a compulsory education. The human minds of the children are developed. We have less of this we are having. Then, on that, before I go to the second one, on that alone, by the time you give education, service provision
Yeah.
to the bourgeois. We keep saying this. You give this to people. I'm not saying you should not. It's because government schools can't accommodate children. That's why we give licenses to private schools. But by the time you give it to bourgeois, it becomes a big business.
Okay.
I have to pay school fees of 200,000, 1-something-thousand. The children can't afford that. So what do? There should be much investment. See, the truth, matter, Nigeria is not serious. We are not serious people. I keep saying it. Because if you think of the future, you will think of these children. Yeah. This is our children. This is our future. Yeah. The future we have today is what we did yesterday. The one we're going to have before, it's not by prayer, it's not by sitting down in one meeting. Yeah. There must be actionable action put in place that these children are educated. Fund the low income education service provider, fund them. Give them tax waiver. They can accommodate children from the street. Tell them, take five from your school. Government, take 5 from your school. Government will subsidize it. Take 10 from your school. Across Obo, you see children with living street. 10 are here with records proving, and government is ready to do this. Look at our budget for education. It's nothing to write home about. When UNICEF is proposing 25%, we are 22, 25%. We are in 7%. The last time was 6 point something. That is one. The next one I want to mention is in 2007, in Edo State, there is a Child Rights Act that was enacted in 2017, because it was Governor Obaseki was that was a child right. That child right protect the child, protect the Nigerian children, protect them that even when they commit crime. You were asking the prior discussant just now about when they commit crime, they go as far as find out what is the root cause, not just carry them, jump them in the cell. You come up, they have a shield, kind of. I feel them. When crime is also committed against them, there is also a protected in that law. Is protected. They have their rights being protected. Yeah. They are given. In fact, one of the things I discovered in that law is that they don't even go to a court. They don't have a court setting as normal because they don't want the child to be frightened. If the child commits crime, not in the dock, putting the child in. No, there will be something like a sitting arrangement, and will be familiarizing. Why did you do this? Why you come upon?
When you get to engage them.
When you get to engage them, you now know the root cause. Let there be implementation of this Child Rights Act. I used to tell parents sometimes, this your child, these children have rights. I'm talking of rights to food, to feeding. They have right to education. Yeah. It's not an option. It is their right. Government needs to wake up. Parents need to wake up. It is my responsibility to make sure that I take care of my children. Okay. And in developed world, when I fail, government take the place. Government adopt that child and seriously take care of them for future purpose.
Now let's look at the issue I raised earlier as regards the growing number of the growing population in Nigeria, especially in the north. You see lots of families just giving birth to children with no recourse to what it will take to take care of them, sustain them, and raise them. Isn't this abnormal? And isn't there something government of the day can do about it?
After God is government. Government can do things. Except government is not willing to do things. So government, there could be birth control.
Birth control policies?
Policies.
Okay.
And parents that probably, but as it is today, do you know that Nigeria have the largest number of school children? Over 18 million. I'm talking about UNICEF findings as of last year, published May something in 2024. So why? Because governments are not taking decisive decisions on the parents. The parents will be accountable. When you sack parent, how will he take care of the children? Where parent is not well engaged, is not well educated, is not well enlightened, where is he going to have money to now sponsor children? When the school wants to go to, it has been given the license, it has been given to big people not to be able, he cannot access. You see the chain. That's why there is a way government can position, and there will be a cup of this. Okay. This is our future. This is our tomorrow. Okay. So there should be birth control. Probably there should be a lot of orientation.
Okay.
These parents should be aware that this is your responsibility. As such, try as much as possible to have whatever you want to give birth to. Control them.
Thank you so much, Mr. Oladele. Now, talking about birth control and the creation of awareness, especially amongst parents, Peace, is there something women can do, because these kids are given birth to by women, right?
Yeah.
Of course.
Of course.
Though it's not just a one-way traffic, though. You know, it takes two to tango. It takes a man to, you know. Do you understand? But the question here is, what do you think women can do, you know, to reduce the rate at which these children are being pushed into the streets? Because if you don't tackle it from the root cause, it might be hard, because it's for prevention, they say, is better than cure.
Yeah.
Do you understand? So what role do you think women can play in reducing the rate at which these children are being pushed into the streets?
Well, like Mr. Dele said, the first thing, awareness must be created. These women have to know that the fact that you are married does not mean that you should have children, as in more than what you can take care of.
Okay.
Very important. And then the churches have a role to play too, because yes, churches, because sometimes we organize women conferences and all that.
Okay.
So during these women conferences, we can lecture these women and tell them, look, you can have children, 2, 3 is okay. It's not every time you meet your husband you have to get pregnant. What if you cannot take care of the children? For example, my daughter got a suitor recently, and the guy said, I'm going to have 7 children, and we are going to have 7 children. And my daughter had to run away. That she's not interested.
Is it serious?
Yes. At this time, 7 children. I was like, maybe the guy is just joking. He said, Mommy, no, he's very serious. So he said it's 7 children. I said, please run. And it's not a must. So when parents are coming together, even before they get married, they should have a talk. How many children can we conveniently raise?
Okay.
Well, now, after getting married, go for family planning, go for birth control, so that when you begin to, you know, get intimate, then you'll be able to control the number of children that you can take care of. So the government too, some time ago, there used to be these jingles everywhere concerning, some parents right now think that these children, like when you, funny enough, it is the poor parents that have more children.
Ironically.
Yes, the poor ones that have more children. They will tell you that children are blessing from the Lord. Now God, now they give Pekin, and God will take care of them. Some of them see children as insurance for old age.
Okay.
There's this young guy in my street, somebody I was trying to invite to church. One day I saw him having issues with his dad when I went to look for him, because I didn't see him in church. So the dad was like scolding him, and I had to, ask the man, what is the problem? And the man said, at this age, they take care of me, na mama, na face. I looked at the guy. The guy is just like, between 15 and 17. Running a barbing salon. This guy is supposed to be in school. Oh. But this father has failed already. He has failed in his responsibility. Now you want the young guy to be taking care of you. The man is just about 45. Now, if you started early, it's a different case. By the grace of God, I started early. My first one is 31, and my daughter is 30. So if they are taking care of me at this age, it's okay. But I cannot put pressure on them. Now, if that kind of man is putting pressure on his son or his children, they become street children. They just have to go out and look for money anyway, anyhow. To survive and probably to take care of the family too. Like this young girl I saw on social media, just about barely 16, 17. And she was telling the lady interviewing her, I have to make money. How much do you make a week? I make like 40K a week. And the lady was like, your parents, are they aware that you are doing this thing that you are doing? She said, yes, now. The lady asked her, where do you keep this money? She said, my mom is there, my dad is there, my siblings are there. I have to take care of them. At what age?
That's terrible.
That is the problem that we have.
It's indeed a problem.
It's a big problem.
And I want to say a very big thank you to you. Now, as we begin to wrap up, Mr. Oladele, how important is international aid in collaboration, with the government of the day in solving this issue?
Okay, thank you. But before I answer that, I want to add up to what is just said. For the information of the general public, if your child is not up to 18 years, it's not supposed to be working. That's under your care by law. So pushing a child of 16, 17 to go and look for money, we are irresponsible parents.
It's an aberration, okay.
That aside, you see, International aids, there are so much. UNICEF provides a lot. It is the usage. And let me tell you, some things that we are doing in Nigeria, that we video our streets and take abroad and get money. We thought we are getting it. Government are doing it, individuals are doing it, organizations are doing it. It's not that we're not getting it, but we're actually giving, it shows that the level of where we are. But international aids provide.
Okay.
The two, UNICEF provide. I just told you, do you know that in those states, I think we were somewhere last 2 weeks, and we heard that a lot of books were provided for those children. They are free. When
you say the international agencies provide, do you think they do enough? Do you think their provision is enough, given the challenge that we are facing?
That as a nation,
yes.
Let me tell you, they do.
Okay.
See, anything in Nigeria that is politicized, go and check. It doesn't work. Go and check.
So and that is our nutshell. That
yes, that is our problem.
Politics is the problem.
Do you know how many loans we have taken? Is it to take loan?
But we haven't.
It's to use well.
Okay.
Many aids WHO have provided in the health sector, vaccines and all that for these children, is to use well.
So you are attributing all of this to mismanagement?
Mismanagement of ourselves.
Okay.
In as much as we still need more. God, we are growing nation. Like we are growing nation. We are developing nation. We need more aids from UNICEF, from international organizations. But let us look inward and make use of what we have been provided.
Thank you very much, Mr. Ladele. I wish we actually do have enough time. Now, what's your final word, piece, for women out there? Because, you know, you can't really take them out of the picture if you're going to look at the root cause of the problem and how to provide solutions to this. So in less than 30 seconds, what's your advice for young women
I
out
will
there
advise women, these children are yours. You brought them into this world. Don't, because of the children, don't break your marriage. This little offenses here and there, and you begin to complain, my mental health, I have to, you know, separate from the man, and then the children suffer. In the time of our parents, it wasn't like that.
Okay.
Yes. Don't allow your children to suffer. Just stay there, take care of your children, and then let them become better persons in the society.
All right. Thank you very much. I think that's a very, very good way to end this. I want to say a big thank you to my guests, Mr. Ladele, for his very interesting contributions to the topic.
Thank you.
Thank you. And I hope that the next time I call on you, you would oblige. And of course, to Peace. She's actually a doctor, but she doesn't like being addressed that way. Dr. Peace Chukura. She's President Zion Ladies Fellowship. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And of course, to the guests that graced this stage before the second half. I want to say a big thank you to each and every one of you for taking our time to be with us on the show today. We've been taking a look at the growing number of street children in the society and its attendant effect. Well, children are an heritage of the Lord, just like the Bible says, but again, they are your responsibility. They might be a heritage of the Lord, but your responsibility is to ensure that they do not become a problem to society. So as a parent, as a guardian, ensure you play your part. Ensure you do not even become irresponsible enough to the point of bringing them, you know, into the world if you're not ready to take care of them. So ensure you do your part. Do the best that you can and make the society a better and safer place for everyone. My name is Harry Aigbo-J, and of course, it will be my pleasure to have you join me again on another episode of the show. But in the meantime, do the right thing, stay out of trouble, and bye for now.